Hey guys, this is Kirob speaking, and in today's episode of Great Engineer, Terrible Driver, we are going to design a 2018 city eco car in automation and hot lap it in BeamNG.drive on the automation test track. What driver score will I achieve today? We shall find out. And there we are in 2018. I doubt there is any body that is like straight up made for this. This little one looks quite fun for that, mini SUV. It would actually be pretty modern in that sense. Although this one is probably even better. Which one is shorter? Well, this one has a 2.3 meter wheelbase, but yeah, this looks more appropriate. Although we might want to go back as far as this one. This is even smaller. It has lower drag. Very important because we want to be super economical. Yes, this one is even better, of course. Better shape, but way too large. So yeah, let's go with this little bugger. I think this will be perfect. Alright, what are we going with? Panel material. City Eco is not a super premium category, but it needs to be somewhat lightweight. And I believe it would make sense to go partial alloy for that one. And then, an interesting choice here. Either you go monocoque, but that really just doesn't leave anything that is reasonable. Because glued aluminium is more something for super premium cars, like more hand-built cars, but we are aiming this at a bigger factory. So what I'm going to do is go with semi-space frame. That is more of a mixture between monocoque and space frame. It's kind of the Audi variant of it, and that is made out of aluminium completely. So that is quite nice. And we have a bit of a mixture there, a few weight savings, and then a full aluminium chassis. Front transverse is more or less a must, and we don't really have to aim that high. And McPherson leaves us more space up front. So basically makes that the gap in between the usable gap in the engine bay from wheel to wheel is larger than with double wishbone, as you see there. And for the rear, torsion beam. That would be very, very cheap. But we might want to go with semi-trailing arm. On the other hand, we do get more load capacity and compactness. Also nice. But the driving stats are penalized by torsion beam, so let's go semi-trailing arm. Simple enough, straightforward enough. Yep, let's do it. Engine! Oh, yep, not much capacity in this one. So either we go with another i3 or maybe a smallish i4. I believe for this one we could go for a turbocharger. I want to build it out of Alzi because that is super lightweight, has low production units too. And we're not going high-tech on the engine. Yeah, a little high-tech on the engine. We're not going a lot of production units on the engine, that's for sure. Just 3 cylinders. And this is too large. But maybe turbocharger. Maybe we want to do our first turbocharged engine here. But dual overhead cam, 4-valve it is. Alzi for the head as well, no VVL, that is not necessary. But low friction cast, absolute must. And yeah, that is a long stroke for that engine. But we do want to have as little bore as possible. And with the turbocharger, the very undersquared nature of this one doesn't actually hurt us for performance. And low cam profiles work well with turbochargers. That is because of the then lack of overlap. The higher the cam profile, the more overlap you have, and that means that turbochargers can get a little upset. Oh well, rather, it's not the turbocharger that gets upset. It is the combustion chamber that does, because there's all that pressure on the other end of it, where usually there's none. And by none, I don't mean vacuum, but like lower pressure. So turbocharger, whew. First time turbocharger. That usually takes a while, so we go with a fuel... tiny setup. Yes, with a tiny setup. It might be such that we have reduced the block size too much for it to actually work. We shall see. Ball bearing it is. We want to spool early. And in reality, we need to change this. That is not what the ball bearing is for. They spool at the same point. In a steady state, they do. But what the actual reality in real life change would be is that the journal bearing is a little less responsive compared to the ball bearing. And that is not reflected in automation yet, but I will definitely change it with the turbo revamp, because this is just wrong. Oh, I've just given it a few base parameters, nothing too fancy, and a massive intercooler. Yeah, we can probably go a little lower than this. Injection though, and direct injection. This is our main cost. I put in direct injection, make it awesome. And single, standard, and then we go with... we want to sell it in Freeney, I guess. So 91. And here, we're going super lean. And we go with 70 here, not too high. Maybe 65 even. We should be able to rev this easily to 5.5. Shortcast headers it is. We leave it at 50 mil for now, and freeway cat and reverse flow single. Alright, just a tiny bump for the turbo. This doesn't really look like a good tune. Let's see what the naturally aspirated engine has. Okay, not much more. Huh, what a weird torque curve. This is a wavy. Very wavy. So the pistons go to 6.8. That's fine. And with our turbocharger, if we put it on top. Okay, that's a basic setup, I would say. We are getting on boost a little late, though. It's just a little late. We had 31.3% efficiency. That's pretty high. But it's not great. Maybe we just need a larger engine to spool earlier. Oh, let me try that. Maybe we need a very low, slow-going, bigger engine, and we're just running it super efficiently. Let's see. Now we've hit 32.5% efficiency already. I'm not entirely happy with the torque curve. We do reach our boost at a reasonable point. And if we stop the boost here, then that is pretty much spot on for where you're usually driving. The trick with turbo optimization for fuel economy is that under normal driving conditions, you want to have the tiniest amount of boost. And yeah, you get that if you have it just about spool in the right interval for the RPM. And you want to be around 0.4 bar to 0.5 bar for optimal efficiency. And what the engine is doing here for this calculation, because it's not in the context of a car, but you have to gear for it in that way, is that under normal cruising, you want to be here, or this is measured between 1500 and 2500 RPM. So in that interval, you want to be in the spooling range, so that you're always on cruise, a little bit on boost, just a tiny bit to offset your pumping losses from the engine. That makes it super efficient. A little bit smaller turbine and larger AR ratio helps us out too. Let's see what power we're making. 73 horsepower. For a lightweight vehicle, that is borderline. That is borderline. But it should still be on the good side. And now we have a lot of compression left to use. And that is a good thing, of course. But I need to apply it because that will mean that we are spooling even earlier. And then I have to tune it for that. But first, let me see. Well, get this in the ballpark. Just 1 octane off. And now we can play around a little bit with the... Wow, 35.3%. It's good. Play around a little bit with the cam profile. Yeah, this is looking decent. 35.7. And we still have 1 click of compression left. Oh yes. Let's control our boost curves once again. It's looking good. And it's going the wrong direction. Oh, that was going the very wrong direction. A little bit higher. Yeah. Yeah, this is working out. 73 horsepower. And peak. Yeah, here you see the peak efficiency right in the interval where you have the engine setting. That is good stuff. One thing we could do, and that is, yeah, maybe not recommended, not for a vehicle like this. If you are going that route in a campaign setting, of course you would have fuel system quality available to you. And that would save you a lot of engineering time, because amping up direct injection, that is costly, as you see. That's a few months added for each click. That's not really feasible, is it? So I'm quite happy with the engine. This is looking good. Solid performance for a boosted inline 3 for economy. Boosted for economy. Yeah, so let's test it. You probably won't hear it. Yes, perfect. And perfect in that case is spelled P-U-R. There we have our tiny little city car. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it pretty? So cute. Well, we shall design you later, little bugger. Front transverse. And we are going with the advanced automatic with 9 gears. No. Let's go with 6? Do we even need 6? Maybe we can get away with 5. I would guess a spacing of around 80 is in order. And 1 more click so that we can get this one to 100. 103. Yeah, 101. Perfect. Open diff because we don't need anything else. Radial tires. Oh. Hard long life have better fuel economy. And you want to run narrow tires. So either 175s for a modern car like this, or maybe even down to 165s. 16-inch rims. Still very comfortable. 65 profile. And of course, wheel mass. That does add a lot of fuel economy stuff. So we want to minimize it. And that is why we put alloys on there. Alloy rims. I think the vehicle might be light enough to only have solid disc front with a 2-piston setup. And a small solid disc rear. Pad type, we are aiming for 30. That is kind of the optimum for drivable cars. They are quite smooth, but not entirely mushy. Tiny cars like this usually like a brake balance that is pretty much to the rear. Sorry, to the front, not to the rear. It's the opposite. Oh, this is an interesting choice. Sacrificing engineering time for better fuel economy during cruise. At least you want to do semi-clad, I would say. This fully clad might be overkill, but let's go with this first. This is also an interesting payoff. Either you go higher reliability or lower drag. And I think the optimum here might be around 60. So a little lower than usual for a car in this category. But not entirely at 50, which would be more sports car territory. And we don't want to undercool it, no. This tiny car should be a city car. But do we want to go with +2? It's not really good for anything. I think this one actually needs just to be a 2-seater. Let's have it be premium and standard. And, yeah, I know you will hate me for it, but this is the perfect vehicle to just have a really shitty electric power steering. It makes so much sense on this one. ESC for It's expensive. Engineering time 7 months just for that, but yeah, I think that's needed. It's so modern. 2018, yeah, come on. But here, wait for the wait, because we don't want to take advanced in this case, I guess, because that's a lot of mass. That's basically one passenger that is always driving with you. So there we go, standard 10s. Standard stuff here, progressive, gas mono, and passive. And where are we? 94. Low comfort. Yeah, you're a lightweight car, you're not tuned. So hit the normal button and boom! There we go. Without tuning, this is already doing really well. Let's pin this one. Oh wow, this is actually pretty awesome. 3.7 liters per 100 kilometers. That is a really good rating. Let me quickly just translate that to American speak. Okay, that is 76 miles to the gallon. That's not bad. Oh, and that is US miles to the gallon, not UK. So just going through here, as you can see, we really don't need more gears than just 5. We do have a bit of an overdrive gear, not too much. Could actually go a little bit higher. Now we are at 100 spacing. And we do have a bit more overdrive. That is maybe a bit too much. Let's see, 3.6 liters, 100 Ks. 12.1 seconds from 0 to 100. That's pretty good for a car like this. Yeah, the gearing seems to be pretty much optimal for that. So spacing 100 makes for a pretty drivable car. Only have 1.9% wheel spin, that's fine. The wheels seem good. We do want to have equal size because of costs. Although, we don't necessarily have to save too much, because they are at 91%. This is not Florinia though, so let's try that one out. Market, set it to Florinia. Where are we? There. Oh wow, 127. We're doing well. But low sportiness penalty. Oh shit, yep. They do want to have a bit of a sportier car, don't they? So maybe we need to go up here again. And is it? Oh yes, without the penalty for sportiness, that is a lot better. This car now handles, yeah, a bit less mushy. And it's very good. Oh, the brakes. This is not good. This is really not a good setup. You could go larger in the front. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Stop for you there, Kerob. I too misread the lines. Oh, that was terrible, because this one is so damn straight. I mistook it for that one. No, we're not braking too little. We're braking way too much. So, smaller size and one piston. Oh yeah, this is optimized. Nice. This is looking good, and we need almost no brakes. Also, they have the same size. Very nice. I don't think we have implemented that mechanic that would also save you costs, but yeah, this is looking awesome. Now, let's see if this actually helps us as much as I want it to. If we go with none, that's 0.2 liters difference. If we go with semi-glide, that should be in the middle. Yep, that is in the middle. They do like that better. And engineering time doesn't rise too much either. At +5 quality, we're reaching 3.5 liters per 100k. And I think this setup was pretty good. At 85% affordability, that's pretty much what we're looking for. So it's just a matter of cost, really. And if we go with basic infotainment, they like it even better, and we get more of market share in the budget categories. So I'm going with this one. Just a tad quality in the traction aids and the steering itself. Oh, we have not even done the suspension yet. Oh shit, there's a lot more score in this. Let's check out the markets real quick. Holy shit, yeah, that's good. Good stuff, good stuff. We are right there in the city category. I think I got it. This should be close to optimal. So we have 140 score in City Eco. Doing well. A very basic setup. Low on production units, so quick to produce. Low on engineering time. The engine is pretty simple. We are... let's see... that's the wrong tab. We are also here very close to the car's engineering time. Perfect, that's what you want. And very quick to produce engine. I think that's the build. Let's check out the markets one final time and have it run on the track. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy. Whoa, that's a lightweight car, alright? 843 kilograms. Oh, that's why it has so good fuel economy. And if you wonder what fuel economy 3.5 liters per 100 kilometers is, that is 80.7 miles to the gallon US. But now for the test track. Oh yeah, pretty smooth, pretty quiet. Oh, an interesting thing with this car is that because of its very good aerodynamics and the additional quality we've put in there, it's actually not that slow despite its low power. Oh yeah, reaching 168. And across the line in 249.25. Now, all that remains is designing the thing. Oh, give me a moment. It is done. The design is complete. It is the paw Eco Motion. And it was a little tricky to design with this one. I didn't have any clear vision in mind for this one, that's for sure. I tried to use the elements front and back as per usual, and I think I succeeded somewhat, but there's nothing that really fits on these sides on the rear. But yeah, so this is the paw Eco Motion, and it has its, what did I call it? It's the i3 E18, the 1200 Eco Turbo ET, yes. So a pretty good solid design, I would say. Nothing special. Yeah, it's so difficult. It's so difficult to make these cars look somewhat nice. It has this massive face. Like when you just put some basic elements on it, it's super empty. So yeah, I tried to fill it up. Like all the grills, they're probably just fake grills all along because there's not much power we need to cool. And the sides, also empty areas everywhere. And I could have put this one there, but it's slightly low. But if these are moving up, then it's looking weird as well because they clash with the door handle. Yeah, it's not optimal, but I'm happy with it. And I'm definitely happy with its performance. Alright, let's bring this over to BeamNG. Oh my god, it is so sparkly in here. The lighting settings are somewhat weird. I think there's some post-effect filter on it that is oversaturating things. But anyway, let's export it. And there we have it. The poor Eco Motion. It is on the track. And, oh, my grid is missing. What happened there? Well, doesn't matter. We are supposed to race this thing. And, oh, the tires look really wide, even though they're just 165s, weren't they? It's just such a narrow car. Maybe this one will fall over. But yeah, it's a decent looker for a little city eco car, a modern one. And we do have both standard drive mode, and I think it is fair to say that this one would have a sport mode to make use of all the kilowatts it has, the few. Yeah, so let me give it a bit of a test run, and then we shall be back for the time trial. Oh, yeah, the new patch. The new patch also has given us a few more variants of the racetrack, of course. And some hill climbs and whatnot. Even the big loop was there before, I guess, but the old track wasn't. And the new short track, or no, also part of the old track. Yeah, those layouts are pretty cool. So we are going to race the standard one, of course, the racetrack circuit, and select it. And where do we have our little eco motion? Okay, I think I'm ready. Well, it looks like it's a little slower in BeamNG. There seems to be a bit of boost missing, which we don't find anywhere. It was lost on the way from the factory to the racetrack. Oh yeah, let's race it. How much testing was needed? 2 laps without any incidents. Yeah, it's easy to drive, as you would expect. It's slow and easy to drive. Alright, here we go. Load that converter and go! Yes, we need all advantages we can get. Oh, yeah, so fast. Yeah, that's an S is coming up. And a bit of braking. Just get in here. Yeah, and out. Whenever you want to straighten out the car. Oh, shit. I need to switch off the stability control. We don't need that. It's actually better without, it seems. It doesn't break us down anytime. We need all the power on the road, even if it's not quite going in the right direction. So, Brian's Bend coming up, not very scary at 105 kilometers an hour. And late braking for Banhammer Head. There we go, yes. Come on around, yes. There we go. Approaching Caswell's Carousel. And a little tap on the brake just to get the line right. And then full throttle out of here, straighten out. And now, for the high-speed passage. Oh my god, now that will be high speed. Oh, it feels so uncontrollable already. No, it doesn't. It's super easy cruising, 130 kilometers an hour. It doesn't feel like it. It's more like 70. Like a proper sports car. There you go. Oh no, 143, slingshot, higher gear. Whoa, that was a late shift. Now come on, shift down again. This is bad. Don't stay there. 250, 200, don't need brake. Now, oh, don't unsettle the rear. Come on, steer. Yes, and full throttle. Not optimal, but yeah, lost maybe 2 or 3 kilometers an hour there. Oh no. And very, very late braking for this one, for the killer of chicane. There we go. If you don't have speed, you don't need time to decrease that speed either. So, there, come on, yes. Yes. That was good. Through Pomsicle at amazing speed, warp speed almost. Ridiculous speed, and Adam's Apex coming up. A bit of braking, and get the line right. Lift the throttle if you want to steer more. Yes, there we have it. That was good. And now, final 2 corners. Cossack corner first. I think you need to brake just a tiny bit here. Come on, steer in. Yes, into the depression and out of here. Good line. A little slow maybe, but fine. And oh, that was bad. But we can use it to accelerate out of here over the bumps. Oh, yes. Hey, that worked. Not the prettiest of laps, but we have a 3:05.78. And the controversial results are in. Yes, in automation we had a test track time of 2 minutes 49.22, and in BeamNG I managed a 3 minutes 5 seconds 78. And no, that is not because the car is difficult to drive, but rather because performance is missing. Like half of our boost was missing. I hit an average of like 0.3 bar boost instead of the, well, let's check. There we have it, 0.53 bars of boost. So that makes a big difference. That's like, how much? Like 15 to 20% power loss? Yeah, about 15%. That's a lot. That's a lot of power loss, and that is reflected in the time. So still, turbo's of course not perfectly transporting over to BeamNG, but it is still a very good car to drive. And that leaves us with a driver score of 91.1. Well, could have been better, but the car is really nice. You should download it. It is in the description down below. And I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.